Hey guys, this is Christian here. Today I'm going to be doing 4 movie reviews in one live stream. So I'm going to I've seen 4 different 2025 movies over the past 2 weeks. So I'm going to review all of them. So in order of when I saw them, we have Elio, then we have Final Destination then we have The Accountant 2, then we have Final Destination Bloodlines, then we have F1. I did movie vlogs for Elio and F1 because I saw both of those in theaters, and then Accountant 2 and Final Destination Bloodlines I watched on digital. So yeah, before I get into this though, please like, subscribe, tell me what you think of these movies if you've seen them. There will be spoilers, so don't click if you're looking to avoid them. So yeah, we're gonna start with Elio because that's the first one I saw, almost 2 weeks ago. So this movie is directed by Domi Shi, Madeline Sharafian, and Adrian Molina. Adrian Molina was the co-director of Coco. He was actually originally supposed to direct this movie, but because of all the different stuff that happened behind the scenes, he got replaced by Domi Shi, who was one of the who directed Turning Red as well as the short film Bao, and then Madeline Sharafian, who I think directed one Pixar short, Burrow, I think it was the one with the bunny. So yeah, this movie stars Jonas Kabrieb, Zoe Saldana, Remy Edgerly, Brandon Moon, Brad Garrett, and Jamila Jamil. And the movie follows Elio, a space fanatic with an active imagination, who finds himself on a cosmic misadventure where he must form new bonds with eccentric alien life forms, navigate a crisis of intergalactic proportions, and somehow discover who he is truly meant to be. So yeah, this movie's had a long road. It was originally supposed to come out last year in 2024, but it got delayed because of the writer's strike and various things were rewritten. Zoe Saldana's character is Olga Solis is originally supposed to be Elio's mother, voiced by America Ferrera, but she had to leave due to scheduling conflicts, so the character became Elio's aunt. Um, that so yeah. Obviously, they had to go through different directors. So yeah, this movie's had a long road, but it finally came out. Now the trailers didn't really interest me that much. I thought this movie looked pretty mid, like middle of the road, not like nothing special. But was it good? I'd say for the most part it was. It's not the best Pixar movie of all time, like nowhere close. But it's a good movie. I think it's again like not one of the best Pixar films, but it's far from the worst. The animation's fantastic here, obviously. I know a lot of people have been complaining about Pixar's character design. I do I'm not the biggest fan of the super cartoon stuff. I think it looks good. Like the character designs look good, but they're not as good as what they used to do. Even just recently with movies like Soul, that movie looks amazing. I think that art style worked with Luca, but then they had it on Turning Red and Elio. But I think the animation still looks good. Like it still looks high quality. It's not gonna look low quality just because it's not like the Spider-Verse animation or something. And even then, we see movies like the new Smurfs movie. It looks like it's kind of trying to emulate that style, but it looks horrible. It looks super cheap. But yeah, the backgrounds looked amazing, super colorful. The score was very good. Who was the composer? Was Rob Simonson. Yeah, great job, amazing score. It definitely has some of those original 80s sci-fi movie vibes with E.T. and Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I think the movie itself is very likable. It's like a cute movie. I feel like it's more kid oriented compared to other Pixar movies. Not saying that adults can't enjoy it; they obviously could, but it feels more like kids are gonna like this more than adults will, compared to other Pixar movies that they can enjoy equally. This one feels more for little kids, but yeah. Although the little kids at my theater probably didn't even watch the movie; they're just too busy walking up and down the aisles. Stuff. Yeah, all the characters were good. All the voice acting was good. Elio was a likable lead. Glordon, I think the son. Who's the name of the son? Was it Glordon? He stole the movie. He was the best character. Um, I did think the movie was very predictable. Like, you can obviously tell, like, the story, like, where it's gonna go. You can tell that there's, like, scenes where characters are saying stuff. You know exactly what they're gonna say. You know exactly the decision Elio is gonna make by the end of it. Um, like in the movie, spoiler alert. Again, I already have it in the title, but at the end, like, they give him, the ambassadors give him the opportunity to, like, either stay in space or go home. You obviously know he's gonna go back home with his aunt. And, like it's not even a surprise. I mean, it's nice that he picked that, but it's still, like, not surprising that he picked it. But yeah, I still thought the movie itself was good. There isn't really much I hated about it. There's really nothing I hated about it. Although it's not, it's again, it's like not one of the greatest Pixar movies, but it's far from bad. Uh, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give Elio a 7 out of 10 or a 3.5 out of 5. Oh yeah, also one thing I didn't quite like, there were some scenes where the tone was, like, shifted pretty quick. From, we would go from, like, something super comedic, and then in a split second it would be like an emotional scene, or vice versa. It'll go an emotional scene, and then in a split second there'd be a joke. So yeah, not the best Pixar movie, but still good. 3.5 out of 5, 7 out of 10 movie. Next we have The Accountant 2. So this movie was directed by Gavin O'Connor and stars Ben Affleck, John Bernthal, Cynthia Aday-Robinson, Daniela Pineda, and J.K. Simmons. When an old acquaintance is murdered, Wolf is compelled to solve the case. Realizing more extreme measures are necessary, Wolf recruits his estranged and highly lethal brother Brax to help. In partnership with Mary Beth Medina, they uncover a deadly conspiracy, becoming targets of a ruthless network of killers who will stop at nothing to keep their secrets buried. So yeah, here's... I actually watched the first Accountant movie after this one, for whatever reason. I watched this at my dad's house. He put on this one, and then he put on the first one. Thankfully, I feel like the second one you can watch without having seen the first one, but that's just something funny. I thought the first movie was good. I thought, like, there were, like, good performances. There was good action. Although the story didn't quite hook me compared to this one, I thought this one was better than the first one. This one focused more on the brother dynamic between Wolf and Brax, Ben Affleck and John Bernthal's characters, and I thought that was the best part about the first movie, and they expanded more here, and I thought it was great. Both of them were amazing. John Bernthal steals the movie. He's probably the best part. J.K. Simmons barely in it because his character dies in the beginning. But yeah, he was still good in it, in his limited scenes. Daniela Pineda's character, they go in an interesting direction with her, which I actually thought was cool. Any flaws? The villains aren't the best. They're not the most memorable, but that's like nitpicky because it's the movie's still good. Sorry, man, it was super right. But yeah, I feel like the villains weren't the most interesting, but I still thought, like, the ending, like, the action was good, the acting was great, the story was very compelling. So yeah, I thought this was great. I would give this an 8 out of 10 or a 4 out of 5. Great film. The direction from Gavin O'Connor was great. Yeah, definitely liked The Accountant 2. Final Destination: Bloodlines. This movie was directed by Zach Lipovsky and Adam Stein, and it stars Caitlin Santajuana, Tio Briones, Richard Harmon, Owen Patrick Joyner, Anna Lore, Breck Basinger, and the late great Tony Todd. So yeah, I thought this. I haven't seen any of the other Final Destination movies. This is the first Final Destination movie I saw. Thankfully, I think this one. I think they're all, like, standalone from one another, so that's good. I know most of the set pieces of the franchise, but I haven't seen any of the other movies. So this was my first, like, dive into this franchise, and the movie won me over. I thought it was very good. I forgot to talk about the premise. Plagued by a violent recurring nightmare, college student Stephanie heads home to track down the one person who might be able to break the curse and save her family from the grisly demise that inevitably awaits them all. But yeah, I thought this movie was very good. The characters were great. I thought the acting across the board was very good. I would say the two standouts, my two favorites, Richard Harmon as Eric and Owen Patrick Joyner as Bobby. I think those are my favorite characters. But the lead actress was good. The brother was good. Tony Todd has a great scene. I think his scene's probably the best scene in the movie. And it hits so differently now especially because Tony Todd has recently passed away last year. Rest in peace. So yeah, I think he actually came up with with those lines. I'm pretty sure, and it was very impactful scene. But yeah, this movie is very gory, very bloody. The set pieces were great. I will say they lean too heavily into CGI for some of them, and the CGI can look very noticeable. I think the opening sequence at the Skyview diner or place was probably the best sequence, but it was kind of, I thought it was the CGI was very noticeable. It was kind of lit weird, but yeah, nothing crazy bad. There were other sequences I liked. There was one with an MRI machine that I thought was great. The tattoo scene, I thought that was good. There's one where Stephanie, the lead, tells Eric about all the stuff that can kill him, and then in a twist, it ends up killing his sister. And I thought that whole scene was pretty good. Any other big standout scenes I forgot? Oh, the ending, they kind of referenced the second movie with the whole log truck. So yeah, I thought that all of those scenes were very well. All the set pieces were great. Any flaws I have with it? Again, too heavily relied on CGI. That's probably the only issue I have. But other than that, I thought it was a great film. Again, I would give this an 8 out of 10 or a 4 out of 5. It's nothing phenomenal, but it was still a good movie. F1 is our final movie. This is directed by Joseph Kosinski and stars Brad Pitt, Damson Idris, Kerry Condon, Tobias Menzies, and Javier Bardem. And the story is racing legend Sonny Hayes is coaxed out of retirement to lead a struggling Formula One team and mentor a young hotshot driver while chasing one more chance at glory. This was one of my most anticipated movies of the year. The trailers look great. The racing scenes look very interesting. The racing scenes look great with all them putting the cameras in the cars. Very I haven't really seen racing scenes shot like that. But yeah, I thought this movie would be great, and it was. It was an amazing film. Let's just get right into the racing scene ones. Amazing. They have the cameras inside the cars, and it's it puts you right in the driver's seat. They're super well directed by Joseph Kosinski, well shot by Claudio Miranda. The score from Hans Zimmer was amazing, phenomenal work from him. Probably his best score of this decade outside of the Dune movies, obviously. Kind of reminiscent. Well, I haven't seen Challengers. I heard some of the score though. I've heard some comparisons there, but yeah, great score all around. The acting was great. Brad Pitt was amazing. Damson Idris was great. Kerry Condon was great. Javier Bardem was great. Tobias Menzies was in the movie. I feel like his character, at the end, he just kind of becomes this pointless villain that I didn't really think was that great. The movie also falls into some cliches with the sports genre, but I think all of them worked. That's a nitpick because you can definitely tell how the movie's gonna end, but I feel like even just I feel like that's just not even an issue because all the cliches worked for the movie. None of them brought the movie down or anything. Yeah, phenomenal cinematography, amazing sound design. Should probably win for best sound at the Oscars. Probably not going to because that might be its only nomination, but yeah. This is one of my favorite movies of the year so far. It's not my favorite of the year. I'd still say Sinners is number one. That movie was phenomenal, but this one's probably number 3. I think Thunderbolts is number 2, and then this right after Thunderbolts. So yeah, is that it? All I have to say about these 4 movies? I guess so. All right, that is it for my quadruple movie review. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.